Get everything you need for Memorial Day. Find American flags to show off your patriotism. Have a blast with outdoor toys from Bunch of Balloons, Stream Machine, and Intex. And don't forget the swimwear. Protect your skin and soak it all in with buy one, get one 50% off select sun care products. Get ready for the night with buy one, get one 50% off personal and area insect repellents, and 15% off Tiki tabletop torches. Valid through June 4th. Celebrate Memorial Day with everything you need at Meijer.
Hi, girlfriend.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
You guys, I have Anna with me again this week. See, Hetero Life Mate, who produces the show, told me that he has no idea who you are, like what your name is. And I was like, what? Because tonight I was like, okay, after I eat, I'm going to go record with Anna. And he's like, who's Anna? And I just gave him this look like, you've been producing my show, you know? And he's like, if I, as the person who produces your show, doesn't even know who she is, that means you're not saying it often enough. So
Aww.
I think he just doesn't listen to the show when I don't know. Anyway, hi, Anna. Anna's with us. Hannah Kala is unable to join us this evening. Something about a rig and a water table and things sounded really, really bad. And so it's just us. Yes. So how are you, Anna?
Here we are. Yeah, another fun-filled 2 weeks to
2 weeks,
discuss.
2 weeks to discuss.
So
okay.
So let's get into it.
Do we start with I was gonna say, do we start with like the elephant in the room? That's like the everything is like
yes,
it's all Dollar Store Kanye, or do we just like, I don't even want to talk about him, but he's so much like, his issue is so much part of the show. So
okay. All right, so let's start with the episode prior to the one that we just watched yesterday.
Okay.
Shaida meets the kids, and
how fake was that scene?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if she is very shy as a human being, or is this all an act? So the kids come, they meet her. It was cute, I have to say. And she goes, I don't like games. No. The daughter and the son.
They asked her to play a game, and she was like, I don't play games ever. I don't ever. But since you're forcing me to, I will. Like, okay, like, come on, don't be a dick. Like, if you were going to be forced into it, you don't need to say all that, right? Like, just do it and smile and nod, because that's what we do for kids sometimes.
Yes. So the kids are very sweet, well-behaved, sweet. They go in the basement. They're playing pool. Actually, she's holding the pool stick like wrong, if you noticed. I noticed. And so they're just talking, and then the elephant in the room comes out again, like, oh, like, what do you want to have kids? And she goes, well, that's something that your father needs to answer. And then he says, only Allah will know. Like, basically, like leaving it in like the hands of God.
That's kind of, well, Allah, yeah, Allah. But they say like inshallah. And you know, it sounds the way that I can't pronounce it right, so I'm not even gonna try. But Muslim countries will say that often, like as a, you know, if God allows, but if Allah allows, and it's a phrase that's just often it's almost trite, right? So, you know, like
we say it too, like God willing, we get pregnant, God willing, we get married. Yeah, it's similar. It's the
same concept. Yeah. Okay, but that whole scene was fake, right? Like, it had to have been clearly fake. And like, because they've been together, what, like 2 years? No, they were together longer than 2 years. Like, I don't know. It would have been 2 years since they'd seen each other or something like that. And they, you don't get to this point in a relationship without at least having somewhat of a conversation. Now, I can't say that for sure about all of the couples because some of them are dumb as shit. But I will say this about Shaida is she seems really smart, intelligent, beautiful, has her shit together. What the hell is she doing with Bilal? And I feel like she would have this is obviously an important thing for her. She would have had this conversation with him before she agreed to marry him. Not just like on the second day she's in the US and with the kids and all of that.
Well, also like cut to the next episode because I guess let's cover them all together. The next episode is them driving to the car to go to the mosque to do their religious thing, which is a big deal for them.
Right.
So she's gonna meet the wife. She's gonna meet the ex-wife. The kids are gonna be there, and his family, like everybody and the mothers.
This is his community.
Yes. So they're in the car, and I don't know how the play fighting starts, but then he gets really pissed off at her, pulls the car over. The only thing that I'm gonna say is that I think he was out of line. However, she was smacking him upside the head in a moving vehicle, which is dangerous. So that's one thing that like I will say. However, but like you should know your significant other. You should know the playfulness, all that. How do you not know each other? So you don't know each other at all that you can't even play fight with him. And he could put a prank on you, basically put you up in a fake house with the ceilings falling down. And then you play fight with him in the car, just being silly and goofy and trying to just joke around. And he ain't having it. So there's a double standard with Bilal. He's very controlling. He's very, even like the coffee scene where he's like, oh, babe, I brought you a latte. And she's like, I'm going to drink it in the kitchen. And he goes, you could drink it wherever you want in the house. And she's like, well, I know you're very particular and blah, 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 blah. And then cut to the scene where they're in the mosque and he's basically ignoring her. Then she meets the ex-wife. It's a very awkward conversation. And the wife has a little girl, another baby from her second marriage. And that just slapped her. I feel like everything just like boom, 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 boom. It's like slapped her in the face. Like here's the wife with her new husband and her new child, baby girl, whatever. And then he goes, drops her off. She does yoga. And then he comes home and she's all dressed up, ready to go out. And he's punishing her for not doing we're not doing date night. And like, why?
There's so much to unpack in all of that you just said, not let alone the rest of the stuff that happened over these 2 episodes with these. The thing about driving in the car, and this is the scene that everyone's talking about, right? First of all, with tapping somebody on the back of the head, I just want to get this out there. So hetero life mate is like this. He is, if you tap that guy on the back of the head, particularly while he's driving, it triggers something inside of him and he reacts like in this weird way. That said, Bilal reacts on a whole different level, and his isn't just triggering something in him. Like he's just, this is him, right? He's just a gaslighting asshole, controlling whatever, all the things. And so granted, she shouldn't have done it again, but she legitimately, I think, was thinking this was just playing. When I've done it to hetero life mate, he has told me, and I know this, but occasionally it is still like just like an instinctual type of thing, right? Like we have a playful joking relationship. Sometimes that includes just whatever. She's like smacking him and the back of his head happens to be there. I immediately apologize, because I know this about him. All that said, though, he would not act the way Bilal did and make me and pull over and do this whole and then this whole conversation. So I just want to put it out there that I understand smacking the back of the head can be problematic. That said, he would never speak to me the way that Bilal speaks to Shaida. Like that is just uncalled for from your fiance. Yeah, sorry. You know what? my ass would be taking a lot more than just an Uber back home. My ass would be taking an Uber to the airport and I'd be flying back to Trinidad.
I'd be like, bye.
Yeah, girl, bye. Because no. And if anybody, I haven't seen it yet, but I haven't been online much because it's been a Monday. It's been a hell of a Monday, y'all. And I haven't seen anybody defending him yet, but I haven't looked, so I don't know if it's out there, but I feel like it's gonna be out there. It's gonna come, like, he already didn't get like good vibes with his quote unquote prank. And can we stop using that word to describe what he did with that house? Like,
that was just so ruthless and ridiculous. And you know what, like, it's just not fair to her. She comes to this country. She's trying to build a life with somebody. She's, trying to kind of float above water, let's say. And he's just not even, like, there's no love in their relationship. I see no chemistry. Mm-hmm. I don't see kissing. I don't see anything,
I don't see anything between
versus them. The other couples, I could say they all have a lot of sexual chemistry. Versus these two is a business transaction for Bilal. I just want a hot trophy wife to compete with my other wife and whatever.
Who's also beautiful. Yeah.
Who's also beautiful. And, the cutting to the next clip of the next week and the conversation that they have next week, we will have way more to unpack, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. He is my least favorite cast member and probably the one I can't stand the most. So
yeah, I feel like we need, like, because the description of his behavior, like, I lose words to describe it. Right. Like I need like a therapist or something like that on the show who can talk to us with all of the words used to describe him, because I mean, narcissistic, controlling, gaslighting asshole, that could only go so far. Like, how many times can I post
how
that?
many times? Yeah, exactly. And like, he's just, like, no redeeming qualities. It's not like, okay, let me just buy, her, whatever, I can't even think that we've seen a cast member like this in a while. I can't even think of any one of them that we've seen that is this much of an asshole to his girlfriend or his, to his fiance. Like, and I feel bad for her. And I hope that he does turn a new leaf. Maybe we haven't seen, maybe we're just getting a bad edit. I don't know. He is just,
but you can't claim bad edit because they use what you give them. So it's not a bad edit. You really did those things. you know,
he's
if you're just pretending, that's a different story. But like,
he's giving me like Jesse vibes. Jesse and Darcy, like how he kind of belittled her. Like, I don't know, like. Yeah, he gives me similar vibes like that because Jesse
the belittling, the lecturing, all of that is and he's infantilizing, whatever.
He's just making her. I don't know, but anyway, they are just a hot mess. I mean, praying for them, honestly, and praying for her. Maybe she'll see the light.
But we know they get married. So, I mean, this is a Fraudcast. We know they get married. So pretending that this doesn't work itself out, who cares if it does or doesn't? They get married anyway, regardless of whether it works itself out. So that's really all we're looking for.
Exactly.
Hey guys, Hetero Life Mate here. Want to talk to you about Melon. Melon allows you to make high-quality professional live streams and recordings with just 5 clicks. You can stream independently to any of the streaming platforms or invite guests to your show with 1 click. There's no complicated signups, no downloads needed for you or your guests. It's really easy to use. Melon's for everyone who creates video or audio content, whether you stream live or record productions and upload later. It comes with a ton of customization options that can help your brand stand out and allows you to earn an income while you stream via donations. It's the fastest growing live streaming product right now. It's running an incredible deal on its premium features. Let's tell you about that. First of all, go live in 5 clicks. Easy to get started. Multi-stream. You can go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all at the same time to grow your reach. Local recording. You can have separate HD video and audio tracks recorded in high quality regardless of internet connection. And as the guy who puts together the Fraudcast every week, I can tell you that's a very important thing. There's full HD 1080p camera resolution, so the picture looks great. Streaming output sounds great. Unlimited customization. You can upload your own overlays, backgrounds, brand colors. You can make it look how you want. And donations. You can earn an income during your live shows, and Melon takes 0%. I'm going to say that again. Melon takes 0% of what you earn. Competitive advantages. There's nothing to install. It's all in the browser. There's a simple setup, a UI that's very easy to use, easy in-studio navigation, and local recording, raw recording with exceptional quality. So you're recorded on your end, not up in the cloud. You get separate video and audio tracks after the show in full high definition. Plus, they're going to give you some viewer engagement tools so you can recognize and engage with your community when you stream. You can highlight chats, audio reaction, alerts, all that stuff, all for free, all important info that you're going to want to have. And there's a chat bot to help you keep your chat clean with CloudBot integration and the donations and alerts. You can monetize your shows with donation goals. Again, they cut 0%. All donations go straight to your account. And there's customer support. So if you get hung up with a problem, there's real people there to help you at every step, both written and video guides. So how do you get it? All you have to do is you go to melonapp.com/frauded. That's melonapp.com/frauded to sign up. It's completely free. One more time, let me give you that website, melonapp.com, melonapp.com/frauded.
I want to tell you guys about chapbooks. See the magic in your everyday by printing your family photos. It has never been easier to get your photos off of your phone and into your hands than with the Chapbooks app. The best-selling 5x7 month books are designed to show off your everyday photos you take on your phone. You can start a subscription and get a new 30-page photo book every month. You can add photos right from your phone camera roll into the Chapbooks app to print in just a few taps. Use Chapbooks for awesome Father's Day gifts, and it could not be any easier than printing directly from your phone. It takes less than 10 minutes, and it's a super cute book for the father in your life. Get started today by downloading the Chapbooks app using code DAD20 for 20% off. That's code DAD20 for 20% off your Father's Day book today.
The next couple of the...
What's next on your notes?
My next is Jabri's mother and her little interaction with Miona and the clothes.
Oh my God.
Okay. So
talk about, okay, I'm sorry, but this of all the fake scenes, this was the worst fake scene. Because how is she going to be like, oh, I'm going to go do my laundry. Okay, that was like, all right, whatever, sketch. Anyway.
She puts like 4 things in the machine.
But she doesn't put it directly in the machine. She takes it out and she hands it to her. Like she hands it to me, to mom, like mom was going to put it in the washing machine. Like it was more work for you to reach out just to set up the scene to have this conversation. Obviously.
So then she picks something up. I could tell from the television at the top. It's clearly a crop top. I own those, I wear things like that. So I'm watching this and she's like, is this going on your head or whatever? And then she's like, no, it's a top. And then basically, let's just cut to the chase. Miona tells mom to go fuck herself. Like, I'm going to wear whatever I want. I'm proud of my body and I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
So then,
well, she did say at some point that maybe it was the later conversation. She's like, but I'll try to respect since it's your house.
Yeah. Which is,
or something along those lines. Right.
Yeah. So that was that part. And then he cut to the next scene with them where he basically like yells at mommy for, making his fiance. Yeah. And then mom starts with her, like, psychology, like, she kind of like turns it around and is like, hey, pretty much like, she's not going to tell us how she really is. And she's fake. Like, she didn't seem too upset when I talked to her. Is this who you want to marry? Like, basically like twisting it to him, like, is this who you really want to marry? Is this who you want to be with? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, another red flag. Here we go. Like I think mom is jealous of her. That's my opinion. I think mom is jealous that her only son is in love with this girl and that she's going to steal him away and, take him to
Right.
California or
Well,
whatever.
yeah, she's because she is. That's
I'm
fully her intention.
I'm getting like kind of like Debbie vibes from her. She's that this storyline of like the sister-in-law, I mean the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law fighting.
Mhm.
So I could possibly see this going on a blow up on Miona and her but she's a therapist and she knows
Mom's a therapist. I forgot.
Yeah. So that's that part. But they didn't really have much this episode. Let's think of who else. Oh, Benny and Ariella's return to the United States.
Oh my God. I practically fell asleep through their scenes last week of them arriving in the United States and then spent way too much time with mom and dad and in the airport. Like they just, the editors just clearly they needed to edit more on that scene.
They seemed well, this is like the other thing that people don't know about her. Like basically this girl is 30 years old. She's never worked a day in her life. All she's been doing is living off of daddy's, money, traveling all over Africa, wherever country.
She's the world. Yeah.
Yep. And she's like, well, I don't know how, like, what's going to happen and how I'm going to work. Like maybe like, I'm assuming they're educated family. I'm assuming she must have a bachelor's degree. She can get an entry-level office job just to pay the goddamn bills. I don't understand that.
Right.
So, and Benny's going to be alone. And then he wants to be a UFC fighter. He wants to move to New York. He's having all these pipe dreams. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
But here's the thing. Okay. And she's getting on here. This is what I was thinking when this whole scene was going on. Is, he's talking about wanting to be a UFC fighter and he's talking about, maybe one day wanting to live in New York and all this stuff. Right. He's saying these things as like aspirational. This is the way I viewed it. It's like aspirational things that he would like to work towards. Mm-hmm. He doesn't expect to move to New York tomorrow and go headline a UFC fight tomorrow. That's not what he's saying when she's like, we don't even have jobs and I'm so stressed about finding money. He's not suggesting that you move to New York tomorrow. He's suggesting that he likes New York. This is a nice area. This is his first impressions of New York. He's only ever been in the United States one other time. And that was real quick for the birth of his other child because the other child had some kind of birth trauma issue, something. He's fine as far as I understand. But he came to the United States for that, like on a compassionate visa back when those were a thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine. I think mommy and daddy will come through.
Oh yeah.
And just whatever. But their storyline just getting old. Just, get married. Should have got off the pot at this point with those two.
Again, they're married as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No. I'm just saying, like, it's just dragging to the inevitable but let's see.
But it's dragging with them because we've seen them how many seasons now? We saw them the other way, and then we saw them, was it like Happily Ever After? Mm-hmm. And then now we're seeing them on regular 90 Day, and then we're going to see them again on another Happily, like, or something. I'm over them. They did not need to come back this season. No. And I think that they did. They did a mistake. It was a mistake to cast them again this season. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. This month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you that you matter just as much as everyone else does, and therapy is a great way to make sure that you show up for yourself. You guys, relationships take work, especially the one that is the most important, and that is your relationship with yourself. A lot of us are going to drop everything and anything to go help someone we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people well, but how often do we give ourselves that same treatment? Therapy has been instrumental for me, and especially over the last couple of years with pandemic and everything else going on, the ability to do therapy online on my phone, it's a game changer, you guys. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to. You can just text and type or talk, whatever is preferable for you. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. I love that I don't have to go someplace. I don't have to go to a place, put on real clothes and go to a place. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp online therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Fraudcast listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/fraudcast. That's BETTERHELP.com/fraudcast. 30 million women are impacted by weakened or thinning hair. If you're among them, know that you're not alone and that there is a solution that you can trust to deliver results. Thousands of women have taken back control of their hair with Nutrafol, with many users raving that the supplement not only transformed their hair, but restored their confidence too. Now, there are 2 targeted formulas for women that are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all your stages of life. So ladies of a certain age, like myself, I personally take the balanced formula. One of the things that I love is that it's just like, it's all natural ingredients, but there's clinical proof that it works, and it's great. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. More than 1,500 top doctors recommended Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. You guys, this stuff really works. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FRAUDCAST to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is the best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, you get free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com. That's spelled Nutrafol.com, and then promo code FRAUDCAST.
Guillermo and Kara.
Oh, God. Okay. So I have a problem with Kara we don't have a ton to talk about with them yet because we haven't seen a whole lot with them substantively, but they've obviously set up where part of the storyline was, oh yeah, my uncle's gonna threaten to beat you up and this and that, and I never think that's cute. It's not just a them specific thing. That idea of, oh, my daddy's gonna beat up my boyfriend, or he's gonna greet you at the, with a shotgun at the door when you come to pick her up for a date. I think it's sexist. I think it's patriarchal, and I think I think it's just gross and stupid. And I didn't find any of it funny with them. And then obviously they're setting up a does Kara drink too much storyline, because Guillermo was like, oh, when they were like, does Kara do anything that bothers you, or whatever it was, that however they producer question that they rephrased for themselves.
Yeah. And pretty much like she's a drunk and she doesn't care. And my opinion of them is like, everyone's like constantly commenting on how he's a baby and he's so young, but she's the more immature of the two of them. She acts a fool more than him. So I feel like he's a lot more mature and ready to get married and more serious and more like, I want to make money. I want to have a family. I want this, I want that. And she's all like, woo, party girl, blah, blah, blah. And they said it in the first episode that she was some birds weren't meant to be tamed, apparently. And that's her.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. And, and he was saying, because where's he from? Is he from Venezuela?
He was in DR for a significant amount of time. So I consider him.
But is originally from Venezuela, right? So wasn't there like a civil war? Isn't there war, kind of thing going on? So he grew up in that environment, and then he escaped it with his brother to live in DR and work. And their parents were still back in Venezuela. That to me shows a level of maturity way beyond what Kara has. I think you're absolutely spot on with your assessment of them, because I feel like he is absolutely ready. And and she isn't. I mean, maybe that'll work out well together. We haven't seen them really just interacting together, but versus like, okay, you're going to go meet this person and this person. We haven't seen them like necessarily handling life, like just lifing, just adulting.
Yeah.
Existing. Like we did with like Dollar Store Kanye and Shaida. We saw them existing. They got in a car to go to Juma, right? Is that pronounced right?
Yeah.
To go to this, that's normal everyday life. That's their life. We haven't seen similar with Kara and Guillermo yet, so I haven't gotten a sense of what their interaction is like yet.
Yeah, and it's a lot of filming with like her family or like out to dinner. The next preview is them going to a high school reunion. So again, not really interacting with them as a day-to-day couple and like that type of filming. It's always like filming with others.
No, but it is them filming in situations where she would be consuming copious amounts of alcohol.
Okay, good.
So
good
maybe
point.
they're editing what they've filmed to show that is the initial storyline. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I like Kara. I found her on Facebook and Instagram. Her Facebook doesn't seem that used. Her Facebook is like, she's one of her many jack of all trades things. She's a realtor. Who knew? She's a realtor in Charlottesville. And it looks like she focuses a lot on commercial properties, like small, like, you're like driving, there's like a dog boarding, like random places. Like that's what these things look like to me. Not necessarily like strip malls or, like those types of commercial properties. It's these other like individual, like commercial properties is what it seems like to me. Although there are houses on there too. So she does both. It looks like, I was actually trying to find her friend Hillary because I want to talk to Hillary. I want to get some scoop from Hillary, but, I have been able to find her, but she has not yet responded to anything. I have reached out to her, but such is life. You guys, let me tell you a little bit more about Care Of. Care Of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. Vitamins and supplements are not a one-size-fits-all, which is why Care Of provides tailored guidance that evolves with you as your needs change. You take a short but in-depth quiz about your health goals and your lifestyle. You get personally tailored recommendations based on your answers. You can stick with what Care Of recommends or change up your pack at any time. What's really cool, too, is the personalized packs. These little personalized packs you get with your name on them and stuff are made from plant-based compostable film. And their products are made from good-for-you, clean ingredients that are backed by the latest science and research, so you can feel good about what you're putting in your body. I've been loving having Care Of because I get to change up my protein powders as I need to, or if I get bored of one flavor. And I get these, I've been turned on to these great hydration packs to help just like boost my hydration intake, because I'm so bad about making sure I'm drinking all the water that I need to drink. So having extra hydration has been really helpful, and I didn't know about them before Care Of. I mean, crazy, right? They recommended all of these great vitamins for me. They've been a great addition to my efforts to keep myself healthy. For 50% off your first Care Of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code FRAUDCAST50. That's 50% off your first Care Of order. Go to takecareof.com and enter code FRAUDCAST50. With Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds. Anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay or improve your competition mindset skills with Serena Williams. With over 100 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that little thing that you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. So I recently started taking this class on storytelling taught by LeVar Burton. Now, I took it because it's LeVar Burton, and I would listen to him read from a dictionary if necessary, but I just love listening to him. And this class has been It's been really cool. You've got stuff about like the importance of oral storytelling. You've got performative storytelling. He's got all kinds of things in here, and it has been fascinating. I just love the variety of topics and instructors that I can choose from. There's so many, I don't even know what to choose next. So I highly recommend you check it out. Get unlimited access to every masterclass. And as a Fraudcast listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. Go to masterclass.com/fraudcast now. That's masterclass.com/fraudcast for 15% off masterclass.
Thais and Pat. So this was a good point I put in my notes. This is the only person that we saw abroad besides Benny and Ariel. So everybody else, yeah, I feel like we
didn't get the 48 hours before and
not really.
Any of the others?
I feel like Thais was like, we got to see her dad, we got to see her grandmother, we got to see her little sister, and it's like, seems like a cute family, seems very close. They were very sad she was leaving. But one thing that took me back was, why didn't she tell dad that she was going to the United States to get married?
Versus
a little
just
weird.
Visiting. Yeah. She like didn't want to let him know, but that it did set up a storyline for how things are going to play out later.
Yeah.
Through the season, I think. Because I mean, obviously, you know, they showed that sequence with her family for a reason, right? And they're showing her that she's close to her family, she's a good kid, she has this great relationship, and that's, you know, one of the points of contention. Obviously, you know, they're setting up the story. They've been setting up the storyline with John, Patrick's brother, Boston John. Now,
the one thing was interesting. So this couple,
we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this because
this couple I really like, actually, because I feel like the guy is so excited. He's like shaving his back, getting all primped up for her. He buys her the nicest bouquet of flowers I've ever seen. Most of them are from like the dollar store. Puts in real effort. He washes the car, blah, blah, blah. They meet up, and some type of tongue situation. They were like tonguing each other down in the airport. Did you catch that?
No, I missed that.
It was like, oh, the tongue, something like very, you know, from the beginning, you see the burst of chemistry, that they're really in love, that they're really happy. Get in the car. They start talking about how they're going to have sex, which is normal, I guess, like normal couple stuff. And then they get to the house, and basically it's like the brother's sitting there hanging out. I guess he's waiting. And it's like, yay, what's up? Like, you know, just trying to be cool, trying to be chill. And then he's like, what happens after that? Oh, he's like, oh, keep put the TV up. We're going to have a quickie or something.
Oh, right. He's like, we're going to go take a shower. Put the TV up loud, you know, obviously, you know.
Yeah. But cool. I have to say the brother seemed cute because he brought up the champagne. He was trying to be welcoming to her because she's not into this John brother roommate thing.
So, okay, I don't have anything to base this off of yet, but no, I don't have any concrete evidence. Let me put it that way. Basing this off just years of experience watching the show is that I feel like this is a scenario where John, you know, Boston John and Thais actually get along perfectly fine. The whole situation is totally kosher, but they're pretending this is a situation for storyline. And I got that feeling partially because some of the things that John was doing was very genuine. You know, he was bringing out, you know, his commentary and the things that he was saying, bringing up the, you know, the champagne and all this stuff. It felt very genuine. It felt very like, I actually care about my brother, and I care about my brother's fiance. I care about the situation, and these are people that I love, you know. And I want to celebrate her coming. That all felt very genuine versus like Jabri's mom being like, well, you're gonna have to cook me dinner. You know, that's not very welcoming, you know. And in fact, John was making eggs, he was making breakfast or lunch or whatever time of day it was, I think in most recent episode. And Thais was all, why are you making John's eggs? He's perfectly capable of it. And he was like, because I'm making the eggs. Like, it's fine. You know, like it all, it seems like the things that are being said don't jive with the vibe and the actions of what's happening.
Yes.
And then like John drinking beer in the morning obviously was a setup, totally, you know, fed. And of course, I feel like this entire episode was set up. You know, the producer setup. And but if the producers and the editors and everything are smart, they'll drop that part. You know, like it's already bad enough, like that you're dealing with the whatchamacallit, the dude.
With, no, I get it.
Sorry, I was afraid. I mean, it's enough that you're dealing with John pretending not to like her and her pretending not to like him. And I think they're all really fine. They're all adults. It's a big house. Like they'll be fine. You know?
And I think like the beer thing, like, you know, they were probably like rolling around until about 12 o'clock. I mean, you know, it's very normal. I mean, especially like Sunday people are off, they drink,
Right.
They watch football. He was like he wasn't doing anything really like that.
It didn't
that was
seem
bothering.
like it was 7 a.m. and he was drinking before work. It seemed like, yeah, they probably slept in and it was like noon, 1 o'clock. And they were making like brunch.
He's playing video games. Like that's what guys do. Like I don't know, considering how family oriented she is and how, you know, she's so sad about leaving her family. It's kind of like weird that she's judging his brother, who's basically just being a dude. Like this is what guys do, you know?
Yeah.
But
which I think is stupid. Like I would like to see the genuine relationship between these people, because that is a real storyline. Even if you don't dislike the other person, having to share a house is when you want to be by yourself or whatever, play house with just your fiance. That's a legitimate issue, right? You don't need to make it bigger than it is. It's already, you know, that's already, nobody wants to have a roommate when you're just fresh, you know, just married or just engaged or whatever. You know, having to, you know, do your time, and you know, if you're used to walking around naked or taking a shower, you know, whatever, you have to make adjustments because you have this other roommate. And that's annoying. Just let that play out. Don't make it all these other things that aren't there, because otherwise I mean, like you started off with, Patrick and Thais obviously genuinely have this great chemistry. They genuinely love each other. They met organically, like whatever it was, like on when he
Bumble, Tinder, something like that.
Yeah, like while he was there or whatever in Brazil. And then he like kept going back, like every month he would go back or something. Like he'd been over there a lot. He learned the language. Gentlemen, ladies, take note. Learn the language. They seem like great. I really want to see their actual story play out, not this made up bullshit. And oh, okay, but we have to talk about Boston John, because he's getting a lot of buzz online is what I'm seeing. And this is just mine. I mean, I haven't dug. This is just what I've seen float around a little bit, is people are really digging Boston John.
He's a cutie for sure. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, so I think he's getting a lot of I think people are going to automatically be on his side versus Thais' side, no matter what, just because like people automatically like him and he's a good looking guy. And you know, you got to deal with the Boston accent, and you know, that's a whole other thing. You know,
yeah,
I say this as a Bills fan, and you know, New England anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
moving right along. The Muhammad and Eve bidet plumber situation, that was just so staged as well. And I also don't understand like these rules. Did she really not understand these rules? And she also met him while she was in a bikini. He commented on pictures of her naked. So where, you know,
they've had sex. You don't get to, I mean, well, I guess you do get to. I mean, he's picking and choosing which aspects of the Muslim religion, the faith that he's going to follow. And I mean, we're all guilty of that to some extent,
absolutely,
right? With religion, but like the first day he's there or second day he's there, I guess this is the episode. she's going to have the plumber there. I got it. The bidet is very important to him, very common in the Muslim countries, and he really wants his bidet. She couldn't get a plumber in the months and years before he came, apparently. And the plumber could only come on the second day he's there, whatever. But it goes right along with TLC. He's always having these couples staging these couples having these mishaps in front of random service personnel, whether they're at like a store or a restaurant.
There's going to be a big power struggle with those two, because she's so used to being mom to Theron, and Theron, you know, watching him interact with Theron and being a special ed teacher, and just watching that was so beautiful. Yeah. And that made me cry, because it was so sweet. The kid was just taking to him so well, was so happy to have.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, Muhammad, blah, blah, blah. And he's very smart, very sweet kid. And then, you know, Muhammad's like, well, she seems like she needs a babysitter. Like, didn't you know that this is the situation? Like, this kid cannot be left alone. He's special needs. And
you are a babysitter.
You are like basically like anybody who has kids, special needs, you know, any child you're a babysitter. So like, don't play, you know, man up a little bit. I feel like he's a little bit of a toddler himself.
Yeah.
So I feel like the struggle with them is going to be a lot of like his manly, like, I feel like I have to be a man vibes. And then, but he's also like acting like he's 5. So it doesn't make sense. So it's like
but he's this immature guy. We've talked about this before. Like, there's this whole class of Tunisian or whatever
Egyptian,
whatever men who don't go whatever, like, it's a class system, right? Like, it's like they're lower class, they're not as educated. And I'm not saying that I buy into this or I subscribe to this theory. I'm just saying this is what it's like in some of those countries, is that they have, you know, these young guys who are personal trainers or, you know, Instagram models, fitness models, you know, it's Muhammad, or it's Aladdin in a previous season, you know, whatever the situation, it's Azan in, you know, of Nicole and Azan, like, it's the same guy repeated over and over and over. So I don't know what she expects, but I can guarantee you that that's not it. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it can't end well in the long term for these two, despite how much
I like her. I
know. I like her too.
I like her. I think he's a little naive. I don't think he really knew what he was signing up for, to be honest with you, because this is America. You know, we're going to hire a maintenance person or a plumber, you know, to do these things for you. Oh, I have to be outside the house. Oh, I have to do this. Like, no, like, why don't you just like, you know, as the man of the house, why didn't he just step into the bathroom and supervise the plumber? That could have been done as well. You know, they could have communicated that, but, you know, neither here nor there. But the last one I want to touch was the breastfeeding Kobe kick out of bed thing.
Oh God.
Which I know drove you nuts.
Yes.
But she's, in my opinion, being really controlling. She's not letting him bond with him. And he was just playing with him. You know what I would have done if I was the mother? I would have said, you want to roll him up? You're going to stay up with him all night. I'm going to bed. Bye.
Right. Which would have been fine. And you know what? Here's the thing. Yeah, he has a routine, and they have their routine, and you know, getting riled up before sleep, and they fall asleep to breastfeeding, you know, whatever. It's the one night. It's the first night. Let him out. I get you don't want to move. Kids, you know, you don't, if kids have routine, you don't want to, you know, I get that, but that's just yeah, let it go. She should have let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. And then like, go help my mother cook. Like, gotta help my mother
cook. The dinner
cook.
that's in your honor, go cook your own food. But he said, look, just don't talk to me like that. Just ask me nicely, and I'll be happy to. And she did. And she was being all like snitty about it, but she did it. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Or does she get off thinking she can just talk to people that way? Oh, that's right. Because she has her entire life and she's gotten away with it.
Brat. Another Ariella. So
yes.
That's pretty much what we got so far for this week. I don't know if any other thoughts, comments.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think
We'll
that's
see.
it. That's this. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, if you're a therapist and you want to come on the show, send us your diatribe about Dollar Store Kanye, and we'll find someone to talk about it with on the air. Okay. Thank you guys all for joining us.
Right.
Anna, thank you so much for joining me.
That's all we got. Yeah. So thanks for listening, everybody.
Get everything you need for Memorial Day. Find American flags to show off your patriotism. Have a blast with outdoor toys from Bunch of Balloons, Stream Machine, and Intex. And don't forget the swimwear. Protect your skin and soak it all in with buy one, get one 50% off select sun care products. Get ready for the night with buy one, get one 50% off personal and area insect repellents, and 15% off tiki tabletop torches. Valid through June 4th. Celebrate Memorial Day with everything you need at Meijer.